Okay, I want to talk about some misconceptions. So there's some misconceptions that people would have to already be diagnosed with developmental delays, like gross and fine motor delays or cognitive disabilities or speech impairments. I don't like those terms because it sounds kind of negative, but just, to keep it um, more streamlined, like those are the types of terms that you'll see used. So autism actually has its own separate set of criteria. So you don't have to have certain types of delays or difficulties in order to be diagnosed with it. It has its own separate criteria. There's also a lot of misconceptions that it's going to look a certain way or it's not, so like that people will spin objects or line them up. And actually, the condition may not be super obvious, and that's the same thing with other medical conditions, including OCD, so be sure to check out those videos I have. The underlying themes with autism are the underlying things like restrictive, repetitive behaviors. There's that criteria, but the way it manifests on the surface can actually be very different from person to person and in the same person over time and in different environments. So we really want to kind of focus on that. And some things that can help are when you look at OCD versus autism, we want to look at why the person is doing something and why they're doing it a certain way. So with OCD, if it's something that really bothers them, that explains why they're doing compulsions, right? So be sure to check out all those videos because I explain OCD in great detail in other videos. But a person with autism could be doing a task or certain tasks a certain way because they enjoy doing it that way. So in society, there's this, idea, some arbitrary thing about, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. But actually, here's this really simple example. So let's say you have a person with autism. Notice how I didn't say child because there's teens and adults with autism. Like once you have it, regardless of what age you are when it's diagnosed, it's a long-term condition. So I say that in a very validating way. So if you have someone who scribbles with crayons on a coloring page and then someone who colors in the lines, they're both beautiful. There's nothing wrong with either one of those. So we want to always have a flexible perspective when we work with other people, and we want to compliment them on the things that we can do. So tying together what I first started off this video with, that same concept of, hey, I really like the colors that you used, or I really like your creativity, or a good job working on your fine motor skills, or good job working on, sitting at your table and working on your project. So we want to focus on those types of things. And documentation can help. So we want to look at this. Now, if you don't have it, it's totally okay. But sometimes there's developmental reports or report cards or things like that, like comments about interactions with other people or how you're doing your work, like at school or preschool.